See here, 4C hair secrets that will completely change the game. Okay? All right. That will level your 4C hair up like you ain't never seen it leveled up. Okay? All right. We're going to talk about it in this video. Come on in, y'all. Y'all been liking these videos I've been doing lately, talking about 4C hair. All right, now what I'm gonna talk about in this video, some of y'all gonna be like, no, but y'all gonna realize it's the truth, y'all. I posted some pictures. If some of y'all wondering, like, okay, is she qualified to teach this? Check out the pictures of my hair in the community news. I posted my 2-month journey back in 2-year journey back in 2017. I got my hair cut down shorter than this. Shorter than this. And within like a year and like 2-3 months, I was able to really wrap my hair. My locks was like this, y'all. Like really wrapped up, okay? Hair got really, really long. But I'm going to tell y'all what's the secret, okay? And some of this stuff going to sound so ridiculous, but it just works for some reason on our hair, okay? So, if you have 4C hair, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but for a year straight, do not wear your hair out. Now, I know some of y'all be like, that's a little bit too much, Miss B. You talking about never wear my hair out. Yeah. For the first year of regrowing your hair after your current trim, do not wear your hair out. Okay? See, things grow faster when it's in secret, when it's resting, when it can't be watched. 4C here likes to go against the quantum vino effect. So if you can't see your hair grow and no one can check the length, and you can't stress about the length retention, then your hair will actually thrive. So out of sight, out of mind. So at least half a year, do not have your hair out. Okay? Even if you have split ends, the split ends are not really going to go up so high because your hair is being left plaited. Now I know you're thinking, but won't it turn into a lock? When you go to take down your 6-month, 8 months 2-strand twist, it's not going to be like permanently locked. Okay? You're going to be able to take them out. So if you leave your hair twisted for at least 3 months, you'll notice you're getting faster hair growth because you are not putting any stress on the hair. Okay? You're not pulling it, you're not tugging it, you're not playing in it, you're not gluing it, you're not rolling it, nothing. It's just twisted and you're going about your way. Hold on, y'all. I hope I'm on the right channel. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this lighting over here so y'all can see me better. Hi, everybody. Okay. I'm about to finish my grooming and everything, but this lighting, y'all. Okay. Hope y'all can see me better. So basically, twist your hair up, seal it real good, and then every 3 months, get it really good comb through, get a little trim, and reseal again, get all the dead hair out, okay? Like leaving your hair twisted for 3 months straight. Believe it or not, most people cannot go 3 months straight. Most people are like, I'm taking this down in 2 weeks. Now, that's how I grew my hair very fast back in 2017. What people didn't know back in 2017 is I was not taking my hair down until 3 months. I would twist my hair up seal it, rock it for 3 months with my friends and all of that. I allowed my hair to be frizzy looking, coolly looking, crinkly looking for 3 straight months. Now, here's what I did. Okay. I would spray my hair almost daily with a botanical hairspray. Okay. That was like conditioning my hair. So my hair wasn't breaking because I was keeping a conditioning spray in my hair for while my hair was twisted for 3 months. So let's say I twist my hair. Okay, you ever hear the saying, I can show you better than I can tell you? So I am going to show y'all. Okay, I am going to leave my hair twisted for at least 2 months. Okay, the growth normally starts to show at the 3 month mark. You'll be able to really see your hair grow. You actually, when you start to see the new growth about that high almost, that's when it's time to purge your hair and to re-clean your hair. This is the fastest way to get your hair to really thrive, but it's the hardest way since people are so hooked on washing their hair every 2 to 3 weeks. Now, even if your twist is in for 3 months, what you can do is called a sponge rinse. You can use apple cider vinegar and water on your twisted hair and then just sponge it. Okay, but you're not going to take the twist out. You're just going to sponge the twist. You're just going to sponge it. And then you're going to put a moisturizing leave-in conditioner in it. Spray it, leave-in conditioner, and you're going to reseal without retwisting. So you're just going to put the butter in and butter and work it into the twist that you already have. You can do this every month, once a month for 3 months straight. On the 3 month, at the end of the third month, that is called a new beginning. 3 is the number of new beginnings as well. So by the end of the third month, you're like, okay, my hair needs a new beginning. It needs regroomed. It needs remoisturized. It needs purge, a little trim. Okay. And then you do it all over again. You put your hair in some childish 2-strand twist and you just leave it like that. Okay. For at least 3 months. Now, I was going at the minimum 2 months in 2017. The most I was going that year is 3 months. Then it was time, then I started going 4 months. So when I was seeing my loctician, I was going 2 to 3 months to her, every 2 to 3 months. So I know that y'all say that's too long. Your biggest purge, even at your house, is supposed to be kind of like every 3 months. So you can actually wait, even with your hair, and do that. Now, some people actually do this with their body too. Some people actually shower only once a month and they wash up. They wash up only the rest of the month. Okay. Like our ancestors did. They would go to the water hole, jump in for a full wash, and the other days of the week, for 4 weeks out of the month, they would just wash up. So they would wash up for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, and then the last day of the month they would do a big full body wash. You can even do this with your 2-strand twist. You could just say every 30 days I take it down. But the problem with that is the new growth isn't that visible. So you still may think the hair hasn't grown. See, once you can really see the new growth, then you're like, let me take this hair down. So you'll be able to see, I guess, almost 2 inches of new growth at least every 2 to 3 months if you are spraying mineral water in your hair almost daily for those 3 months. So you're going to take rosemary and peppermint oil, hair growing oils, and you're just going to, make sure that you have it in your hair for the first 2 months that your hair is twisted. Okay? All right. This way, your hair is getting growth stimulation while it's twisted for 2 to 3 months. Okay? Now, here's another thing. When you grease your scalp on a reseal, do not take the hair down when it's itchy. I know y'all are like, but the itching, let me tell you, sometimes the itching is because the toxins in your hair is aggravated that you are destroying them. The bacteria and the fungus is mad, so it's just active at that time. It doesn't mean that your hair is it's filthy. That's not what it means. So what you need to do is neutralize the activity on your scalp. So you want to get an anti-itch spray, but what you don't want to do is take the hair down until a month is over. Even if you got to rinse your hair while it's twisted, do not take the twist out before 30 days. You want to wait at least 30 days. Okay? What's going to happen is your hair is going to start to think that, oh, you're not going to style it. So then it'll just say it's going to grow. Okay? It'll just start growing at that point because it's like, oh, you're not going to play in me, so I'm just going to go ahead and grow in secret. So try to keep your twist in your hair for as long as you can while still keeping your roots moisturized, so, and your ends. So this is not important to keep moisturized for 2 months. What's important is the ends and the scalp. So you're just going to make sure that you do scalp stimulation for them 2-3 months, and you're resealing the ends. Even if you take them out a little bit, just to reseal. Okay? All right. If you notice, when the Africans have their braids in for 2 weeks, they will start doing they'll start doing scalp massages. And then on the 4th week, they might take down the hair, or they might at least wash the hair and then let the braids sit in another 2 weeks with just leave-in conditioner in. And then by the end of the 2nd month, they take down the hair. Okay? This is why cats have such long hair. If you ever notice, cats massage their hair almost daily. Cats do this to their scalp daily. This is why Mufasa has long hair. He's doing scalp stimulation every single day. Okay? If you are so worried about perfect roots, perfect laid roots, you'll never be able to get your hair to thrive or stop shedding. You have to be willing to treat your the roots of your hair every other day at least, and not be worried about a little bit of frizz. You don't see Mufasa saying, I want this frizz out my hair. You don't see Mufasa saying that. Okay? Y'all don't see that. All right. Plus, there's oils you could put in your hair to cut down the frizz as your 2-strand twist is sitting in for a couple weeks. So even if you have your 2-strand twist in for a month, it still needs leave-in conditioner in the hair. Okay. So what I'm doing is just adding a little bit of rosemary, y'all. So you don't have to take your 2-strand twist out every 2 weeks. You can leave them in for 2 months and just keep treating the scalp and the ends, scalp and ends. That way the hair grows and the ends don't break. Okay? Oh. Get in that cat energy. Be like, every single day I pamper my hair, pamper it. Even if I don't redo it, it gets pampered. All right. Some of y'all need to have a family member do it. Have them do it. See how I'm pampering? So on the driest parts of my hair, I always add a little bit of rosemary, especially around my edges. This grew in, y'all. This, see that? Look at that. That's new growth. An extra growth of hair grew in where my hairline's normally high at. Hair grew there. So I'm just adding the rosemary where the hair grows a little slower. So just do this. Like, I'm serious, y'all. This makes, you may think this is ridiculous, but it does. It stimulates hair growth. So you can take your, just even after you let's say you just got your braids in. You're like, I just had my braids done. At some point after you have put all the product in your hair, you can just take a comb and just like comb, apply the oil, apply the rosemary oil on your scalp and then just comb it through like this. Okay, like that. You put the rosemary on like that, and then see how I'm just combing it. It's going to end up going all the way through, y'all. Okay. Start being comfortable with your hair actually being thick looking. Okay. Stop being so pressed for laid hair. Okay. So you could do this even on the same day that you just did your hair. I know people are like, oh, it's a fresh twist. I don't want to do it. I'm telling y'all, this works. Okay. If cats are combing their hair, exfoliating their hair daily, you probably should too. So I'm putting the rosemary, getting the rosemary through the hair, rubbing it on my scalp, and then kind of putting it through. Okay. I know y'all think like, how does that even grow hair? It do, y'all. This actually grow hair without having to take the hair down. You don't need to. Okay. So if you're like, my scalp is getting itchy, just apply the peppermint oil, the rosemary oil on the actual scalp near the root and just go in with the comb like this. Okay. To do any dead end scalp lifting. Sometimes the dead skin just needs lifted. You don't actually need a hair wash. It just needs lifted. Okay. So see that? Okay. I know y'all like that as well. Yeah, it works, y'all. Okay. All right. There we go. Have your family members just take the comb and go like this, but tell them to put the oil on the hair, oil on first. Now, some people are doing it backwards. They're actually like doing it then oiling. So you can actually do this and then oil. Okay. Okay. 4C hair needs combed. It does, y'all. Please stop saying that. Please stop falling for the no comb. Go look at the pictures I put at the Egyptian empresses combs. They had combs, y'all. Okay. I'm talking about the root. I'm not combing through the hair. See? I'm not combing through my hair with this. I'm just going at the roots. Yes, they did. I posted pictures of their combs. They found 3, 4. Their combs were no more than like 4 claws. Okay. They used 4 claw, 3 to 4 claw combs. So their combs was about this. They didn't have no thumbs on their combs. Their combs was about this wide, about that wide. That's what they used to detangle their hair. Then they had tiny little combs, which was like the hair combs, like this. They had tiny little ones like this. Okay. But you use this just on the root to lift. What this does is it gets the oil to go in while the seal is happening. Okay. Now some people will use a dropper. They will do like this and then we'll just take an oil dropper and go in. Okay. Hi everybody. Yeah. Do not wash your hair. I know y'all like, no, I gotta wash it. No, you don't. No, you don't, y'all. Remember, every time you shampoo, you have to reseal. It takes at least a week before the seal to really work really well. So every time you shampoo, you're a week behind every month on your seal. You're only getting 3 weeks of a seal. So the longer you can go without a shampoo, better for you. if you need to clarify your hair, you use apple cider vinegar and water. The same stuff that the sister locks use. The same stuff. Okay, because what this is going to do, this is going to lift some of the product out of your hair, but it's not going to strip the moisture. Apple cider vinegar does not strip the moisture. So if you put a little bit of ACV in your water and just spray your scalp, okay? Just spray right here. Don't spray this. You're just going to spray here, 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 here. And then you're going to let it sit for like a minute or two, and then you're going to cool rinse it out. But you're not going to take the twist out. Now, if you're like, my scalp is dry now, a little dry, it's going to be just a little dry because apple cider vinegar does not strip all the moisture out. It actually softens your roots. So at that point, all you need to do is take a moisturizing leave-in conditioner and spray your hair at here. Okay, here. What you don't want to do is you don't want to strip the moisture out of here. Because if you have dead ends, guess what's going to happen? During that month, they're going to go up higher, higher, higher because your hair is bone dry. See? So you don't want to strip the moisture out of here. You're better off using apple cider vinegar with rosemary in it because rosemary is a moisturizer. Rosemary moisturizes, so you can put some rosemary in your apple cider vinegar water, spray it in your hair, on here, where the bulk is, in between your scalps. Leave it on a minute or two, a few minutes, minute or two for because the apple cider vinegar in there, and then cool rinse it out. It's not going to strip the rosemary out, but the apple cider vinegar is going to come out. Okay? You're going to notice that it's all soft and everything, all soft. Now, this is going to sound... Hi, everybody. Somebody said, damn, I see. Yeah. You want to go as long as you can without washing your hair. Go look at my pictures in 2017. I posted my pictures on the news, in the community news. Only thing I was using in my hair then was literally cream, grease, and water. Okay. And I was going at least 2 months without shampoo. I know that's wild, like, woo, shout out. All I was doing was Scrunch rinsing. Scrunch rinsing my hair. Sometimes I would just rinse it with apple cider vinegar and water, but I would not take the twist out. If the twist started to unravel, okay, I would simply just take some twisting cream and, wrap it around my finger to tighten it. But that was it. That was it. Okay. So the thing is our ancestors weren't always shampooing. I know we think they were like, yeah, let's go shampoo every 2 weeks. They weren't, y'all. They weren't. Most of what they were doing was dipping their hair in the mineral water, going down in the springs, scrunching some of the water out and going about their way. Okay. It would be like maybe every 2 months they would actually be like, let's do a full shampoo. You got to remember that the things we have in abundance, they didn't have in abundance. Okay. 1 bar soap had to be passed around to an entire village. Just think about that. 1 bar black African soap had to be used by 5 people. Okay, so they had to depend a lot on water, mineral water, and things like they had their own apple cider vinegar and things to clarify their hair that wasn't as hard to make. Okay. Somebody said this is too much. You will not go bald. Just twist your hair up. Twist your hair up with cream, grease, and water. The lock method. Okay? That means liquid, oil, and cream. And then you can seal the cream with grease. You can put grease on top. A fat-based cream. A fat-based grease. And a fat-based cream. Okay? And then all you do is literally, if it gets itchy, you just do what I just did. Go look at the African videos. You'll see this is what they're doing. They're doing this. They're not taking their hair down. They're just going in like this. Okay. All right. They're just going in like that, and then they're like oiling it. Okay. And then, like I said, if you feel like you're like, oh, I want to clarify, do not clarify with clarifying shampoo. You're going to clarify with apple cider vinegar and water so that your hair retains moisture. Hi, everybody. Someone said I got to head out. Oh, okay. See you later. Somebody said, nah. Yeah. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, go at least a month without taking it down. You'll see faster hair growth. Okay. Do less, believe it or not. Just do less and you'll see. Okay. My hair was about this length literally 2.5 months ago. And I just got it trimmed and it's almost back to the length it was 2.5 months ago. And it's because it's like, I don't really mess with them shampoos like that, y'all. I'm going longer without shampoos. At one point, I was shampooing like every other day. Now it's like shampoo. I don't shampoo more than once a week now. And the only time I'll shampoo more than once a week is if I'm going to do a deep conditioner. If I don't do a deep conditioner with like Design Essentials moisturizing mask, then I don't even bother to shampoo. Hi, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Save your hair for at the like 2 month mark to do a good combing. Okay. Don't disturb the growth process. Like if you know that your hair is not shedding at that time, then what you should do is be like, okay, let me just twist it up and leave it alone. Because it's not shedding right now. That means it's in a growth phase. So let me leave this alone. Let me twist this head up, leave it alone for 2 months while it's in a growth phase. Have you ever had somebody like Have you ever had somebody like staring you down while you're trying to grow? It's hard, right? It's no different than messing in your hair when you know it's in a growth phase. It's not shedding. Now, what you can do, okay, you can do a Madam C.J. Walker situation. You can actually take your cream after you did that, with your comb on your roots. You can then just apply the cream only on your scalp. Believe it or not, cream grows your hair. It still grows your hair, especially because the tropical cream has castor oil in it. See, it has castor oil, it has mineral oil. Okay, it has vitamin B12. Woo, child. I didn't even know that. And it has pineapple and guava and seed oil. So this would actually still grow your hair. Okay. So you could just do a Madam C.J. Walker like this, you know, put it after you open up the here, with your comb, then you just go over your parts with the cream. You don't have to add the cream to your actual hair, but because the cream is still going to grow your hair. Okay. Some of y'all think your hair is dirty, but really your scalp is just dry. That could be the problem. You just have dry scalp. Okay. If your hair is high porosity, I can tell you right now, you fighting the hell out of some dry scalp. You got dry scalp. Okay. So if you feel a little bit of itching, then and you just washed your hair, you probably just got dry scalp there. And you'll notice because after you moisturize it, the itching goes away. See, if you had a fungus or something there, then no moisturizer would make the itching stop. Okay? You would have to clarify and use an antifungal. Okay? Some of y'all just thinking, oh, fungus, but really it's just dry scalp. That what happened is the grease did not penetrate. Your scalp wasn't wet enough when you sealed. So basically, the grease might have just dried on the hair, on top of the scalp. And so what you're getting is just flaky grease on the scalp. And your scalp is actually pretty dry. So just first be like, what will happen if I just moisturize my scalp? Rather than taking it all down and clarifying and all that. Okay? You think the slaves that had all that beautiful hair, do y'all think they had time to do shampoos all the time? No. No, they didn't. Okay? And we see how long the slaves hair was. The African American slaves hair were long. But they were leaving their hair alone for almost a month. At least a month. Okay? They were trying to, get the most out of their little African black soap. So their hair was constantly in resting phases. Okay? Some of y'all don't realize on the Madam C.J. Walker movie, she was actually applying the cream to the scalp. I don't even know why people don't notice that. Like, it wasn't exactly grease, it was cream. There we go. See? That dry scalp feeling went away because I applied this. I know y'all think the cream is just for sealing. It's not, y'all. It's also for growing your hair. Okay? And you don't need to redo your hair from scratch to use the cream. If your twists start to feel too dry, you can just put the cream on top. Okay? You can put the cream on top. You can actually mix your plaits with a botanical leave-in conditioner and just go over top of it with the cream. So stop being so quick to be like, oh, I'm taking it down because it's a little itchy. Y'all, that no, y'all. Do every time you get an itch on your body, do you go running for the shower? No. If you get a little itch, do you be like, shower time? No. You'd probably always be in the shower. Then, you know how many showers y'all be taking? Okay. Allow yourself to look childish. Allow yourself to look like a little kid. If you're like, I don't feel like seeing my hair so childish, then rock an African scarf. You know, put a hijab on it, whatever. Get you some nice, fashionable scarves to rock when you don't feel like wear your two-strand twist actually out. Okay? Y'all, I'm just saying. All right. So I am doing the 1 to 2 month no takedown challenge. Okay. Like, I don't care if it gets a little itchy, I'm gonna just rinse it with the apple cider vinegar and water, spray it with the leave-in conditioner, a moisturizing leave-in conditioner, put my rosemary in, put my cream down on my scalp again, and leave the twist in. Okay, leave the twist in. So I really don't want to take down my hair weekly anymore or bi-weekly. I want to go at least 2 months and then take downs because I feel like that's just not healthy for, you know, in the winter season, doing, taking down the hair too much too often. Okay, y'all. All right. I got a little bit of this in my hand. All right, bye everybody. I'll see y'all later.